Come on, there we go. Now it's time for the moment of the children. Full house. We like it. Oh, you know what? So far, I see everybody in my picture. So, normally I sit on the floor with you, but there's so many of you, I can't see you all if I sit down there. This is too far away. Nah. There, that's a win. So, some of you don't know this, but 3 weeks ago, for those who do know, so you can help the others out, what did it look like up here? 3 weeks ago. What? It did still have the Mickey Mouse thing on it. That's not what we're talking about. What did it look like? Somebody that's been here. Maya, you've been here. What did it look like up here? There was nothing, right? We took all the furniture off. It was just a wide open half circle, right? And then the first week we brought back the communion table, and we talked about why communion is significant. And the next week we brought back the lectern, and we talked about what? That was last week. What did we talk about? Kind of. We talked about the Bible that sits on the lectern. Good. Because that's an important part of our worship. So today, what did we bring back? If those two were already here, what did we bring back?
The other lectern.
The other lectern, also known as the pulpit. And what happens at the pulpit traditionally? Does anyone know? Does anyone have a guess? What? I talk. I talk all over the place. That's as good an answer as any, right? That's where the preachers typically do their preaching or preach sermons from, right? Why do you suppose churches have pulpits? So you can put a microphone on it? Well, they didn't always have microphones. Where's Dick? His dad probably didn't have a microphone. Right? Your dad didn't have a microphone, did he? When he preached? That was a long time ago. I said your dad didn't have a microphone when he preached, did he? No, he just had to shout. That was back in the day. Yes, but I have a microphone on my ear, so that's no big deal. Why else? Why would you have that big piece of furniture up there? What do you think? To show what? To show that the pastor's important. I have a nominee for vice chair of the board. Nora, the new vice chair of the board. That was a great answer. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm reacting to it. I didn't anticipate that. That's a very kind answer. Thank you. You know what it really comes down to? It's a place to put your notes. It's there so that the words you prepared, especially for people who would write these out in full length and basically dramatically read them, it's a place to put your notes. And every pulpit is a little bit different. Some of you know I used to travel around to a bunch of churches, kind of working like a consultant. And I would go into these churches, and some of them have these huge pulpits that are way up on these stairs that like stand up really high and just kind of hang out there in space. Like you could never take it down because there was no way to get it out of there because it was like built in, right? And part of that was just the logistics, like we were talking about, of being able to have your voice project out to get above the head so that people could hear. And part of it, I kid you not, was so that people had to look up so that they would think about hearing the Word of God. And when we preach, that's one of the things we wrestle with. Is this a human word or is this a word from God? So when who was it that said that? Talk. That's one of the questions that the people in the congregation should be asking is what I'm hearing just Rick, or is it guided by God? And when we do it right, it's guided by God and helps the people be better Christians. When we talk at this point, because I couldn't take away the step you sit on, that would have been impossible. It's the same thing. My goal every week is to talk to you about ways to become a better believer in Jesus. Now today I didn't do much of that because I was just setting you up to hear that that's what this is for, right? But week in, week out, as we do Children's Moment, we're here to talk about ways to be good followers of Jesus. So quickly, what are some good ways to be followers of Jesus like during the week? Behave, that's good. Love people, excellent. Try for that one. You would have gotten one. That was really strong. Be kind. No, that's a good one too. I'm just being playful now. What else? You've got the idea. These are all things we've talked about from time to time, and that's good. So, when we talk, whether it's the Children's Moment or the sermon, what we're doing is trying to help find ways for you to be better followers of Jesus. We do that on this step, and we do this at the pulpit. Okay? Let's say our prayer, and then you can jump up. Dear God, help me to hear you in the times that I'm being talked to. Help me to be a good follower of Jesus. Amen. Okay, now